My last argument is the most important. It combines two.
This is actually a funny thing. The only person here of the two of us who argues that that Christians must or must not pretty much do something here is him. It's not me. So
Arguments together for the sake of time. This argument focuses on the biggest ought not for Christians and requires a preface. The first preface is that Israel refuses to disclose if it has nuclear weapons and will neither confirm nor deny if they do, nor allow any inspection of them if they do. Our own CIA has confirmed they do, but they don't disclose it. Second, the Israeli government works hand in hand with the Temple Institute and American evangelicals. Also, there's an organization called CUFI, or Christians Unified for Israel. CUFI has 10 million members, and Israel doesn't even have 10 million citizens. CUFI spreads the false heresy of dispensationalism and hosts charismatic doctrine heresy as well. By Ridvan's own faith, he knows these are heresies. CUFI is on over 300 college campuses and growing. Their stated goal is to educate millions of Americans on these heresies, according to their own website, quote, through our 16 social media accounts, websites, blogs, daily briefs, to bring in groups of pastors and next generation influencers and students to Israel every year. Guys like Charlie Kirk and, dare I say, Ridvan and David Wood and others.
Are we getting invited to Israel, guys?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's aware, but our trip to Israel was funded by our viewers. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. It was the only thing that was actually. I wasn't even officially invited. I just had a suggestion to go there. That's it. And then we put it together and did that.
I have a question. Could we ask the question, should Christians support South Koreans protecting themselves from China and North Korea? Like, should we do that even though they're not predominantly Christian?
We ought not to. We ought not to.
Like, what about the Taiwanese or the Japanese?
Ought not.
No, because what if the Antichrist arises from them, and then you will have supported the Antichrist? You didn't even think about that, did you?
I didn't think about the Japanese Antichrist over there and the Korean Antichrist. I'm just like, I'm like trying to just think of it from a Christian ethic. Shouldn't we support all people and prevent them from being exterminated from greater powers that want to exterminate them?
Ought not.
All right. Well, then they're on their own. Screw those guys. We're going home.
It seems to me, though, that considering his narrative about dispensationalism and it being a heresy and so on, he also wouldn't be satisfied with just a bunch of Protestants going over there and spreading, doing missionary work over there. He would even it seems to me, and I'm not saying he says this, but it kind of seems to me that he would even just consider that too imperfect to deserve Christian support. I don't know. It's wild, man.
Yeah, it's something. It's just, I don't understand the full argument, because I mean, just from a humanitarian aspect, I think Christians should support any people group that are being threatened by annihilation or from a larger force trying to exterminate.
That's what I was saying before you came on here. I was saying I would support people's right to defend themselves. Usually in general, you'd have to be pretty darn evil for me to say I don't even support you defending yourself and so on. But apart from that, especially groups that are targeted for extermination.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a group and you have 2 billion people in the world who say we got to wipe these guys out.
Yeah, just even from a pragmatic standpoint, like the reason why we support Taiwan so much is because we don't want them to be exterminated, but also they're a huge technology hub. Israel is actually a pretty huge technology hub in terms of like desalination, chip manufacturing, also various aspects of cybersecurity. So they're actually a benefit to the world in terms of technologies they're developing. Guess what? There's no other countries in the region developing the kind of technology that Israel's developing. The U.S. has a strategic and special interest. Well, what about Gaza? They're developing the tunnel systems there. We could surely benefit from that.
They're developing the ability to dig tunnels at an unprecedented rate.
Wait, the U.S. just invests in technology hubs like Taiwan and Israel and other places around the world, like Singapore as well, because the world and especially the U.S. benefits from growing technologies. We never know what's going to come out of these places. So we put money into them because they actually produce good things for the world. That alone is a pragmatic reason for the U.S. to support Israel. So apart from this entire stuff.
Powerful. I actually saw this video, which was very funny. So Corey Gil Schuster goes around, not a very pro-Israel guy, although he's a Jew himself. I mean, I would say not a very. I think he's a very, very leftist guy. But he goes around and asks Israelis and the Palestinians, Israeli Jews and Israeli Arabs questions that people sent him. In this episode here, he went around asking the question, do you want more October 7 style attacks? You can see that when he approaches someone and asks them, they get visibly uncomfortable. They're like, oh no, we're going to get in trouble now. And they kind of give a vague answer or don't really answer. There's one guy here at the beginning who just gave the answer and just doesn't care. And he will say some very, very interesting things, which actually give you a good insight on how these people think and why it's just a very, very stupid idea to just let them coexist. Let's listen to this first.
Go back to our lives.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. The question here is, do you want more October 7th style attacks? His response is, yeah, why not?
Why not? What do you have to lose?
Well,
Go ahead,
50,000 Palestinians in Gaza.
50,000 Palestinians. We already lost more than that, bro. Algeria lost like 1 million before getting free. We lost a lot,
Okay.
you know? Basically, we lost a lot.
Okay, until what? So what is the goal?
What is the goal? The goal is to get free, maybe to get them out.
To get what?
To get the Israelis out. That's the goal.
The Israelis out of all of
Out of all Palestine.
all of Palestine, meaning Jaffa, Haifa, everything, Tel Aviv, they're gone.
We don't want no peace. No peace no more with these Israeli dogs, actually.
Is
That's
there
what
any way you could find a way to compromise so you can live, Israelis and Palestinians, as equals?
You can't compromise with the Israelis. They are
Why?
Jews. They are Jews, basically. Jews like... they are Jews, you know? You can't compromise with them. You can't make peace with them.
Why? Explain that. I don't
I
understand.
can't explain like a lot, but you can't have peace with the enemies. That's first of all.
We don't want peace with them. You can't make peace with them. We don't want them. Peace is not possible with them. Why? Because they're Jews. But hey, it continues. It continues. You can't trust Jews. It continues.
Second of all, you can't trust Jews. You can't have peace with Jews, and you can't live like with freedom. You know, that's the fact. And I'm not the only one who's saying that. You know,
How many people do you think here say that?
here,
Yeah.
like not less than 98%. Everyone, literally, if they could speak English, they will come and tell you that. Even worse than that. Like I'm calm. I'm talking to you as a calm. You know. But they won't be. They would like they're while talking to you. They won't be calm.
What would they do?
Maybe shout. Maybe scream.
Okay. I thought you meant they would kill me.
Yeah, if you could speak Arabic, you could hear him like loudly and clearly.
Okay. Do you want there to be more?
So, according to this dear little gentleman, 98% of people here in Ramallah, which is the central city of the so-called West Bank, also known as Judea and Samaria, 98% agree with him. He says that nobody wants to live with Jews. Nobody wants Jews. Nobody trusts Jews. Nobody wants to make peace with Jews. And they all want to kick the Israeli dogs out there. For what? Because they're Jews. Because you can make peace with Jews. That's it. He would like them to be killed in a war and kick them out or just kill them, you know? That's just how it goes.
And that sounds like a race issue. Like they just don't like them because of their race, their heritage. Like, what are they supposed to do with that? Like, it's like even if they converted to Islam, are they still going to be hated?
No,
Because
actually,
they're Jews?
if they converted to Islam, they would treat them with a little bit of caution. They would still they would accept them now as non-Jews, as Muslims. That said, Jews who convert to Islam are treated with suspicion by Muslims and accused of being evildoers and mischievous people who are converting for an ulterior motive and so on. You often have Muslims throwing around accusations against people that they don't like, accusing them of being secret Jews. In different cultures, you have different explanations for that. There were Jewish groups that were persecuted and forced to convert, and that were given specific names. They will accuse random people that they don't like of being part of those Jewish people who fake converted and who are now in the background, underground, plotting all kinds of stuff against the Muslims and so on. This is the Muslim attitude. This is the Muslim perspective. This is the Muslim way of thinking, the Muslim way of viewing the world, the Muslim way of viewing non-Muslims. This is the Muslim view of viewing everything. It has nothing to do with the ongoing conflict. It has little to do with the history of it. These people really hate Jews, and they can never, ever accept Jews living with them in equality, let alone being in charge.
Yeah, this is why they're under threat of extermination. Like you're surrounded by this ideology on all fronts. What do you think is going to happen if they got their way? Like the moment the Muslim world actually got the power they wanted, we know how they would use it.